someone came in before called I forgot. Someone's come on my profile and said I don't even like speaking about the rat because every time I mention his name he gets click, and that's his whole intention. But you've got this here called Marvin Herbert, and someone's asked, why is everyone in his life trying to get him to give, or whatever. He said there's people in his life pressuring him on me or something like that, he said. But I'm sick of him just trying to be in denial about what he'd done or tried to do. So it's best to just put the story out there. It's not hating, it's speaking facts. I'm over it. It's one of them things where when we see each other, we'll have to speak to each other, won't we? And it always happens. It's just a matter of time. But I know who's in the right, and I know they're definitely in the wrong, because it's not just him. I'm speaking about them. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Nice one, Dex. Well, I might as well tell you, isn't it? I'm going to take his back, because you've got to start at the beginning for you to fully understand what they've done. I'll just call him the Herbert, okay? Because that's what he is, he's a Herbert. So I'll just relate to him as the Herbert, okay? So I've got to take you back from the very beginning, and I can't be arsed, but it needs to be done, doesn't it? So anyway, I'm out of prison, I go through this madness, I'm under all this pure pressure. I'm at the boiling point. Someone pops up, offers me to go on a podcast, which was the Scottish kid in Glasgow. I think about it, got nothing to lose. I'm at the end of my tether. I'm about to do something I don't want to do. I go on this podcast with that Glaswegian podcaster and let it out. Now that's the first podcast I'd ever done, okay? So all that pent up, where I'm getting targeted by the rats round by me Mars like this, it's all pent up. I've got a lot I need to get out. So I've gone on that podcast. Honest, open, raw, not trying to put across anything that I'm not. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just true to the cause, bang. 1.3 million views within 3 months. This is true. You can't deny it. The numbers are out there. 1.3 million views in 3 months. Now that's powerful for any podcaster. That podcaster went from about 120,000 subscribers to over 250,000 just off that interview with me. Okay? Now I'm on one. The attention it brought to me was overpowering. It was just too... All my social media platforms started going wild. All people started getting in touch, and all mad leeches started latching on other podcasters, other bloodsuckers. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because that's what it's like in that area. They want the views, they want the clicks. And the fact that I've just gone on this podcast and just smashed anyone's 1.3 million views in 3 months is very, very powerful in that area. So because of that, you get your Atwoods, you get your Ben Hatchett, you get your all these people. In all people, you had Herbert. Herbert wants me to do an interview with him. Okay? So this is the beginning of what went on when they tried to cancel me out, all of them. That's why I said them, not just Herbert, them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what's happened from there is, I've done my first interview, it's been proper and powerful. He's asked me to do a part 2. It was that powerful, he wanted me to do a part 2. in the negotiation I said we'll do part 3 as well. If I'm doing part 2, I want the part 3. And he said okay. You know, because I was on the views then. I was realising the traffic that's coming off these interviews. So the last one was the main one where I could promote my business on it. So I'm just doing my thing now. But away from the social media ways, I'm having beef with the Kinahans and the Lamb. Okay? Daniel Kinahan, the Lamb, the Eveses, all their little soldiers in Liverpool, I'm having beef with. They're targeting me nephews, Do you understand what I'm saying? Herbert is Kinahan. No matter where you look at it, doesn't matter what you say about it, okay? He's one of them, alright? Now, since the first podcast with that kid in Glasgow, since that, now, I've done that, then in the months after that, I'm in this beef with these, and I've got pure numbers watching me Instagram live, and I'm doing all this, and then all my kicks in, you know, then where I've been tried to be mate, and I've started screaming about the Kinahans, because I knew they were the men that had the power to get me done right, and it is what it is. They got me. They got kids to try and do me, okay? So, during that research on the Kinahans, he comes into the picture, Herbert. He's one of them. He's in Spain with them. He's in the gym with them. He's do. So me, having it with these rats, I'm basically having it with him as well. Do you understand what? That's the way it works. Now, instead of having it with him, I just avoid him. Go into my second part 2. The first part, openly about anything I wanted. The second part, I'm the one that's speaking about the present now. So in my second part, the Kinahans were going to come into play. I was going to start speaking about what's going on. Okay? The podcaster panicked. Or he never panicked, because without me knowing, that podcaster had been training at MTK Scotland for months, and he's mixing with the Vaughns and people like this for months. So now, in my head, he's on board with them, okay? He's training in MTK. During this process, he's trying his hardest to link me up with Herbert. He's asking me continuously to sit down with us three and do an interview. It was a no-go, wasn't happening, and he was getting told that. So we continue on. I'm doing me, becoming more popular, having more leeches kicking in. Gets to the point now where I'm at my part 3. And after part 2, I'd already made me judgments on the Glaswegian. But I needed part 3 for the message and to put my business out there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Part 1, 1.3 million views in 3 months. Part 2, close to 1 million in fucking 4 months. Do you understand? So I was keeping the flow. I was flying, basically. Flying. Start on the back of the first interview. Started my own YouTube channel. Went straight up to 70,000 subscribers within 3 weeks. That just hit them all. They were all jealous. all envious, that little group of podcasters. Hours watched going through the roof, subscribers going through the roof. They went out the way to shut me down, and did. Shut down. Nothing wrong with it. Just shut me down with some mad guidelines, like I had the name of a sponsor in the back on a fucking ornament or something, and me not having a clue and them having a clue. So I'm on English, and I know he's a dog, but I want part 3. I'm going with what I'm doing. Yeah, he's a mutt. I know what he's doing behind the scenes. I know who he's mixing with, but I've got to think about my interest here. Just get it done, and then that's it. Wipe your hands with him. That's my intention. So we'll go on to the third one, and don't forget, consistently, he's been trying to get me to do an interview with Herbert. He's also, if people can remember, he's also asked me to do other things. So he wanted me to do an interview with a prison officer. I think the prison officer's name's Samworth. And he wanted me to do a Christmas Day special. Him, me, and the prison screw, just those 3, on his platform. And I agreed to it. I said, yeah, sound. This was before all the madness kicked in between 2 and 3. I agreed to it, said yeah. He also set something else up where 4 or 5 of us, you know, different people off YouTube, we're going to go to some island somewhere and have this ayahuasca stuff. And he was going to record it live like a documentary. The 5 of us going to go, we're going to take it, you'd see the... So I said, yeah. When it settled into me that he was in MTK Boxers gym, that he was mixing with the Vaughns and them, and because I said to him, next time I come up, I'll go to the gym with you. And he's going, yeah. So I came up, gym kits, and said, come on, let's go to the gym. He's going, and I wondered, that's weird. How come he's just panicked there when I said, let's go to the gym? But never thought nothing of it until weeks later when it made sense, because the gym he's going is their gym. I also didn't know on top of that his uncle had been involved in mad crime years ago, and he's ended up putting some kid called Billy in a bad place. Used to be James' mate or something, and he's fucked off on his toes, and while he's on his toes he's working in Dubai with the Kinahans. But I'm still going along with this for the 3rd fucking thing, you're on it. So we're going through it. I get to the 3rd interview. I'm on there. I'm on the interview. He's still mentioning this fucking lad, and I've told him about 3 times in the few hours I'm there for this part 3. I don't want nothing to do with him. He's a part of this and he's a part of that. I don't want nothing to do with him. Do the interview, get off the interview, just standing round as you do after the interview in his flat. He comes from the kitchen and Darren here, bang, puts the phone to me ear. Never passed me the phone or said, listen, my man wants to chat with you. He just went, Darren here. I've went, who is he? He went, it's Marvin. I've already got the phone in my ear saying that to him. Who is he? He said, it's Marvin. I said, snarled at him a little bit. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Said, what lad? Are you going to do an interview on my platform? Lad said, no, I'm starting my own, you coming on mine? He went, and that was it. That was it. He got jogged on. Because James had done that, because he just put me in a position that I told him not to, I've turned around and said to him, you know what lad, I'm pulling out of that interview with the prison officer. And I'm pulling out of that fucking mad thing that you want to do, that ayahuasca thing. She pulled out. Carried on flowing. Already set a new YouTube channel up. 50,000 subscribers. Flying. They're not liking it. They're not liking it. You see them, what them podcasters like to do at the top as well is share you. They share you. And like what they like to portray is that they don't work with each other. They got a little indifferences and they don't. But what happens is, You'll go and do an interview with the Glaswegian, and then he'll put you onto his mates, and then you'll end up with Sean Atwood, then you'll end up with another podcaster, then you'll end up with another, and then you just get used once you've been interviewed off everyone. But because I'd done the right thing and started my own platform up and was flying and was getting more views, getting more this, getting more that, it just started going scatty for me. They were all out for me, trying to cancel me. Now they're all coming at me, so I start screaming. They're attacking me, cyber, trying to shut me down, because I'm not engaging with them no more, these podcasters. They're all just coming at me, all little weasels getting paid by them to come at me, little minks from Wales, you Ben Hatchetts. So it's going like that. I'm just flowing. They're trying to cancel me, but it's not happening, okay? It's not working for them. So they go to extreme measures. And what is that extreme measure? This is the extreme measure they went to. Herbert has gone out. No, let me rewind a bit. Out the blue from nowhere. Because you see Ben Hatchett, before he turned on me, he had his own little podcast, and he was sitting at something like 200 subscribers or whatever it was, right? And I'd seen he just got out of prison, and I'd seen he was trying to get on his feet, and I said to, I know the traffic I brought back then, and I said to him, go on then lad, he's asked me, come on my interview. I said, go on then lad, I'll get on your interview for you, knowing I'd elevate him. So I've done that, done an interview with him, straight past 1,000 subscribers, get his channel monetised, get his channel where he's earning a living off it and all that, and then a year down the line he switches on me with these. So now I've had all these little weird rats fucking getting on me, but then they've used him to attack me, that Ben, and then I think they've backed off him. And when they've backed off him, I think he's had a moment of clarity.